Today we're going to have a conversation with Jordan Reber, Executive Vice President of ARL Logistics. We'll be discussing the strategic partnership ARL has built with Lean Solutions Group, their experience, and some of the benefits of working with LSG. The first question is, how long have you been working with LSG?
We started with Lean Solutions Group in November 2015.
What are some of the top positions or most frequent positions you have with us?
So we always have more people at the entry-level positions, and that's part of our training program, but also it's the easiest way to get people used to using our systems. So you look at track and trace, load building, scheduling on the logistics side. On the transport side, it's just very administrative type tasks through our safety department or billing department. They're all processes that have a very defined, documented SOP. This is how you bill this customer every single time, every single week, and let them get through the repetitions to learn the technology. Because then from there, the people that show the drive and energy or that want to do more have those opportunities to either go cross-train or take the next step up to a supervisor type position.
What would you highlight about your team at Lean Solutions Group?
What I would highlight most about my team at LSG is just the commitment and the desire of the people that have been with us since the beginning, and now their ability to sell that to the next group and saying like, look guys, this is where we came from. And there was 4 people sitting in a room in a different building here in Barranquilla, working for these crazy people in Pittsburgh that are telling us about all these things we're gonna be doing. I'm like, but I knew they couldn't see it. And they trusted me though, and they didn't need to trust me, but they did, of saying like, just stay with me. Like the first couple of years, you're not gonna see it, and then it's gonna go. And now they can tell that story to all these people about saying like, they said it was gonna happen, and now it's happening. So if they're telling us in 2 years we're gonna double, it's probably gonna happen. But they are truly family to us. So my management team couldn't do this without them. And the buy-in that they have, and look, we've helped change their lives just as much as they've helped change ours. So it's a mutual respect, I think, that keeps us going.
So what are the things that you love about working with LSG?
So I've always loved the closeness to really Robert Cadena from the beginning. I mean, him and I, when we first came down in 2015, Ron and I met with David Bell, Robert Cadena, Jeff Mazer, and instantly just hit it off. It's just like, we are very similar in a lot of ways, entrepreneurs trying to do a lot of good, but want to grow businesses, and don't like to stand still, want to move forward. But at the same time, we don't take things very seriously either. And just like, you got to be able to laugh through this, and we're working our butts off. Like, let's have some fun, but empower the people around you so that they can also grow. So now at this point, we always, make fun of Robert saying he's too big for us now, where he doesn't remember it, but he's a friend now, so I can bust his chops that way. But also knowing that he's super busy, he's got people here, he's got strong leaders all around, the offices. We deal directly with everybody else. So now my conversations with Robert are just about like, hey, how's the family? When are we going to drink together? These fun things. So I think the ability for Lean to keep finding other managers that have become leaders is obviously why. How many employees now? 5,000 plus in all these different cities.
So do you think LSG has helped you achieve your business goals?
I definitely think LSG has helped us achieve our business goals. And my main goal when I started ARL Logistics was to do something different. I got in brokerage in 2005, 2006, and back then some of the biggest companies today, like Echo and TQL and Coyote, they didn't exist yet. So the world we live in now, we forget that in the mid-2000s, it was really just C.H. Robinson and a bunch of small brokers. And you couldn't even say the word broker because it was a bad word. And as things morphed over the years, we were part of a heavy growth brokerage that kind of lost sight of the people. It was all about the numbers and not about the people. And when I met Ron Faraday, I told him, I was like, I'm gonna do it my way this time. Like, this is my second part of my career. I'm very involved with the people. I've made a lot of great connections. Once I bring a person on, like, I'm loyal to a fault. Like, as long as they're here working, like, we're gonna make it work. And so the Colombian side of it, when this was introduced to us, gave me the ability to say, this is a way that I'm gonna do brokerage different. I saw a lot of people in the States get burned out because they were trying to do everything. They were trying to do sales, they were trying to deal with the carriers, they were dealing with the issues, and at the same time, they were building loads, setting up carriers, tracking down PODs. And so like, your best salespeople are calling this, track a truck. Like, it's a ridiculous waste of talent. And then we always wondered why, well, a salesperson would get to a certain level and then it would just, that's as far as they grew. Oh, they're getting complacent. It's like, no, they need help, and they shouldn't be doing that work. So my original idea was, let me teach the Colombians to do all this administrative work or any part of the process that we could document, have that all done there so that the salespeople don't have to do that. They'll still deal with the issues, but they're better equipped to deal with the issues because they're not worried about 100 other things that they still have to do that day. And as we built that out, it was great because then it got to the point where we had our Colombian team, they were too good and talented to be doing that. So it's like, you guys better hire some people and train them how to do that work so you don't have to do it anymore. And that's where it's kind of made this hybrid model where people always ask me, they assume we just do like track and trace and load build down here. And I'm like, no, I have multiple layers in Colombia and there's people there that have just as much earning potential as up in the States now. But in especially Pittsburgh, which is my biggest brokerage office, it's probably the calmest brokerage office you'll ever walk into because you just don't have all the noise of the hustle and bustle. All the noise is people talking to customers, building relationships, or strategizing where they want to go next with their business.
What do you think is next for the ARL LSG partnership?
Well, I think that's the conversations that came out. So the next part, I think, with the partnership between ARL and LSG is dreaming about where we're going next and just understanding where we have our business objectives, Lean has their own business objectives. How do we overlap these and making sure that we both have an understanding of what we need? I came to this office, and this was originally a 5-year plan when we built this office, and we're a year and a half in, and I don't have any seats left. So obviously I'm like, hey, which walls are we gonna knock down? Which, are these customers next door, are they willing to move over? But I'm always big, I always told Robert, like let's think bigger, and we'll share in some of the investment. Like, I'd rather have my people in a bigger space that we can grow into, and once it gets a little tight, let's expand it again. So I think it's just figuring that out, but you never know where the conversations go at what we could do next. And as we keep training and getting the people down here more experience, I think our leadership development program that we use up in the States, like doing more of that here, Lean does some of that, but we want to do it kind of like the ARL way as well. But give these people every opportunity that we have, and sky's the limit.